everybody. Hey, today for Number Corner, we're going to have a quick conversation about some extra multiplication tricks that we've yet to go through. Now, we've spent a lot of time working on the distributive property. It's my favorite way to do multiplication. That's when you decompose numbers into smaller numbers and multiply them. Let's practice that first. So we're going to start off with the equation 4 times 50. Now, using the distributive property, we would take 50 apart. I could take it into a 25 and a 25. Then my equations would be 4 times 25 equals 100. And another 4 times 25 equals 100. Add those two hundreds together, and you end up with your answer of 200. Written out, this would look like 4 times 25 in parentheses 2 equals 200. Or 4 times 25 plus 4 times 25 equals 200. That is the distributive property. What we're going to look at today is called the associative property, which is very similar, but not to be confused. Now, as we look at in doing it this way, we're doing 4 times 5 and then multiplying that by 10. But does it have to go in that order? What if I did 4 times 5 times 10, and I put my parentheses here? Would I get a different answer? 5 times 10 is 50. And 50 4 times is still 200. Up here, 4 times 5 is 20. And 20 times 10 is 200. We moved those parentheses around, the order in which we did the multiplication equation, and we came out with the same answer. Let's try it again with a different equation. Here we got 3 times 20 times 5. Let's write this out in a few different ways. So we could start off with 3 times 20 and then multiply that by 5. 3 times 20 is 60. Times 5 is 300. What if I move those parentheses around? Instead of putting them between the 3 and the 20, what if I did 3 times 20 times 5, and my parentheses were over there? Well, 20 times 5 is going to be 100, and 3 times 100 is going to be 300. Again, we're moving those parentheses. The order in which you multiply numbers doesn't matter as long as you're only multiplying. This is called the associative property of multiplication. The product is the same no matter how you group numbers being multiplied. 3 times 6 times 4. Let's do 3 times 6 first, and then multiply that by 4. What is 6 3 times? Well, it's 18. What is 18 4 times? Well, I know that 8 times 4 is 32, and 1 times 4 is 1, but that's a 10, so 10 times 4 is 40. 40 plus 32 is 72. 72. 18 times 4 is 72, because 3 times 6 times 4 is 72. Now, if we wrote those out in a different way, and instead of having my parentheses between my 3 and my 6, if I put my parentheses between my 6 and my 4, if I did 3 times 6 times 4, parentheses on that end, 6 times 4 is 24. What's 24 3 times? Well, I know 4 3 times is 12, and 23 times is 60. So 60 plus 12 is 72. Does it work if we go like crazy out of order? What if I take this and move it all around? What if I take that 4 and I put that 4 first, and I multiply that 4 by that 3, and then I multiply that 3 by that 6? What if I go in entirely different order? 4 times 3, 12. 12 times 6, 72. The associative property states that as long as you're working with multiplication, it does not matter the order in which you multiply those numbers. You will always end up with the same answer. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for the associative property, you have an assignment. Now, you can get this assignment to me by creating a Google document and typing up your equations that way. You can get this assignment to me by writing it out on a piece of paper, taking a picture of it, and sending it to me. Here's the assignment. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 equations. I want you to take these 4 equations and write them out using the associative property. That means for each one, I want you to write at least 3 other complete equations. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean with the pink one all the way at the bottom. Let's get those numbers out of the way so they don't get confusing. Okay, we're going to write this out in 3 different ways. I'm going to answer it all 3 ways. So first, I'm going to take that 8, I'm going to do 8 times 6 times 12 equals 8 times 6 equals 48 times 12. That's a big number. I would take that and do 48 times 10, which gives me 480. And then 48 times 2 is 96. So I get 480 plus 96 gives me my answer of 576. I've written it out one way. Yeah, all that's only one way. Let's do it again. I did 8 times 6 times 12. This time, I'm going to do 12 times 8 times 6. What's 12 times 8? Well, it's 96. 96 times 6. Well, I know that 9 times 6 is 54, so 90 times 6 is 540. And then 6 times 6 is 36. So 36 plus 540 is 576. That's 2 ways. Now I'm going to write it out a 3rd way. Let's see. I'm going to make my 8. I'm going to multiply it by 12 this time. Because I multiplied 8 times 6. Let's do 8 times 12 times 6. That's another different one. What is 8 times 12? Well, it's 96. Times 6 equals 576. That is a different way, although it is surprisingly similar to this method. We used a turnaround fact. We worked smarter instead of harder. So for each one of these, I'd like you to write them out in 3 different ways using the associative property. Good luck, everybody!